allegedly, okay? Now this is all allegedly. I should totally like put that in the video, just like right there, like allegedly. It's just gonna be allegedly.
We'll be back in the morning when the sun starts to rise. So mama, don't stress your mind. So mama, don't stress your mind.
What's going on right there? We're tuning into my channel. Nesha here back in the cup once again. Welcome to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in, sharing, and liking my videos, okay? And a special shout out to Whitney. Thank you so much, and just keep the support coming, all right? Today's review is going to be the Unwind with Tasha K exclusive with Avion Foster. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's like this viral sensation. He sounds just like Brian McKnight. He was on the Wendy Williams show, and that's how he gained his popularity or whatever. Now, not only did he gain popularity, okay, he gained him a little boyfriend, okay, which was Wendy Williams' husband. This interview was all crazy. Like, the whole time, I'm clutching my invisible pearls. I'm laughing. I'm shamed for them, like, very embarrassed. And I'm looking at Tasha K like, how the hell were you able to conduct this interview in a professional manner? Because I would have been laughing the whole time. And not only that, his wife, I think they call her Quasi, she was there in support of him or whatever. And she's eating grapes and stuff the whole time. I said, well, that's not professional. You guys should be, even though she's not the one being interviewed, it's still like, girl, you're on camera and possibly millions of people will see you. So why are you eating grapes? Well, you couldn't wait. You was hungry, boo. Y'all could have did this beforehand. Now, I know Tasha K paid for this, these time slots, but you knew what time it was beforehand. So you could have ate and then came to the interview. So that just bugs me a little bit. I want to warn you guys, it is actually raining over here in Houston. So please do forgive me if you hear rain in the background. And also, don't hesitate to go check out the entire interview yourself. I actually challenge you to do it because the shit is funny as hell, okay? So he talks about how he met Wendy Williams and Kelvin. And so basically, and I know some people are going to say his name is Kevin. Well, go, girl, check out some T pages because they call him Kelvin and they did their research, and I believe that research, okay? So his name is Kelvin, but if you want to think his name is Kevin, then you go ahead and that be you, but that is his alias, okay? He tells us about how he met Kelvin and Wendy Williams, and it was at her show, like a pre-screening. There was a guy named Mr. G, I believe, and he was able to hear Avion's singing, and he enjoyed it, and he really wanted Kelvin and Wendy Williams to hear it. So he invited him to this pre-show, and at the pre-show, it was just to see how the audience would receive him, and organically, they enjoyed it. And so because of that, that's when he was able to sing to Wendy and all of that good stuff, and that's how we know who he is. So once Kelvin signs him to the record label 6 months later, then now, all of a sudden, he's starting to like come on to him and just kind of tell him like what you're willing to do for your career. What are you going to do in order to get yourself recognized? Do you understand that you're going to have to do some things? Basically, he wanted him to get down and do what he needed to do, you know, sexually. Please me. Show me what you're willing to do for this. But he didn't take the, like he didn't bite the bait the first time. But he was very uncomfortable. So the second time, I guess now, you know, he's like coming to the realization, which really isn't, because, you know, you can, in today's society, you can get lit. You don't necessarily need nobody to back you. You know, you can make yourself famous. But whatever. He said he realized that you know what, I need to prove myself to this man. So then the next time they went to the spa, they say they got physical. You know, some fellatio was done. And he gets very detailed. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, he talked about the man got 2-inch penis and how he inserts it into him, but then he came within 30 seconds. So then by the time it was Avion's time to go, that Avion couldn't even come because he say that it was he wasn't really feeling it. He was like, what am I even doing? Okay, so that was the first time. Now, there were only 2 encounters. The next encounter was at the condo, and this particular encounter, he says that he feels like he was allegedly raped, okay? And this is why. He says that Kelvin, he came over to the house, and right before Kelvin came to the house, that Avion he did number 2. Now, I don't know why he wanted to tell us that he did number 2, but he did number 2. And he, I guess, just went to bed and he had no clothes on. So then he says that Kelvin comes in the house, girl, and child Kelvin just went to doing what he had to do. He said he was eating them. He was spitting on them. He inserted them. They was doing fellatio again, and he said it was more of an adrenaline rush. And he even said that he just doesn't have a connection with him. It's just that need for that rush or whatever. Then when he said about how there's a lot of men that do this, I was all hell no, because my husband ain't doing no shit like that. I don't care what you're talking about, Avion. My husband ain't doing no crap like that, okay? So you lost me there when you got to talk about a lot of men like men and the adrenaline. I was all hell no, baby. That is your cup of tea. Don't you come giving it in nobody else's household. So Tasha K crazy. So she was like, oh, no, see, I like my man to like women, okay? So that's my preference. You know, you do you, but that's me, okay? Ultimately, though, he was willing to do what he needed to do in order to get into the industry, which he really didn't even get into the industry because Kelvin had a bunch of broken promises and bounced checks. Because apparently he was telling him that per show I can get about 4,000, and he wanted to do, I think it was like 20 shows, and he just wanted that advance since I guess he felt like this is what he knew that he was able to do. He was able to book these shows or whatever, and that Kelvin didn't even give him the money. Like every now and then, be 100 or 400 here, 100 there, and I was like, "Well, that's a big ass difference from 100,000 that you was asking for." You know, he's not able to take care of his family because he's not getting monies, and now that he is tied into this contract, he's not even able to, you know, go out and make his own make his own money because he's in this contract. So it was just kind of like, basically, he strung him along and he was his boy toy. He mentioned how he was sexually humiliated and how that Kelvin would tell him, now this is all allegedly, okay? Now this is all allegedly. I should totally like put that in the video just like right there, like allegedly. It's just gonna be allegedly, okay? I can't confirm or deny any of this crap. All right. So anyway, he talks about how Kelvin would tell him that he was gaining too much weight. He doesn't want his artists to look like the F word. He just ain't taking care of himself. That he has bumps all over his face, and that Kelvin was constantly beating him down. Now, Avion says he is aware at this time of Nikki Hudson, which is the alleged mistress. Well, I guess that she ain't alleged no more because she all over the blogs and everybody know about her, and now she had a baby that is allegedly Kelvin's baby, and so now Wendy Williams is getting a divorce. So I guess we are say that's no longer allegedly. So he just talks about all of that stuff and just says how he knew of Nikki Hudson. Nikki Hudson is the one that Kelvin is majority of the time with. He's not really with Wendy. Wendy is okay with him sleeping with other women because of his lack thereof down there. It says that she just didn't want the lady to end up pregnant, whomever he was with. And so this has happened. I guess that was the deal breaker. So Avion knows about Nikki. He knows about his Wendy Williams, yet he still was sleeping with this man. Like, something was not right to me about that whole situation. I'm not saying that he is lying. I'm just saying, like, something just wasn't right. Why did you even feel comfortable enough to sleep with this man and you knew he was married and you also knew about the mistress? Why do you think that's okay? Even if you're trying to say you want record deal, I just don't see how that was okay, because you also have a YouTube channel that has pretty decent views. So you could have became, you could have became viral all on your own. So you didn't need Kelvin's assistance, and he really didn't come through with anything for you. So y'all, listen, it was crazy, okay? Especially when he talked about the eating, the licking, the spitting, and all that. I was done. And then his wife the whole time eating grapes, and she really, and it's fine. She can't really articulate herself well. You can basically tell that both of them needed some PR training. Definitely. He needs a manager, someone to kind of guide him in that particular avenue, because he is not skilled there. He was very emotionally driven, so a lot of the stuff, either he'll laugh about it or just basically like very vulgar. Like, his language just was crazy to me. I was like, hold up. First of all, he done said the word nigga several times, right? And then he said he asked permission at the 30th time, can I say the word nigga? And then Tasha K is like, yeah, I mean, if you, yeah, like, say it. But at this time, you done said it several times, so what was the purpose of the permission? Tasha K did ask his wife, because he is married now. She's like, were you okay with all of this? Like, knowing that he slept with a man? She basically, in so many words, said she's fine with it. She allows him to be free, that at this particular time, they don't have an open relationship. But she is not opposed to anything. She knows that a lot of things goes on. She mentioned something about in the future, everything will be electronic or something, she said. And so she's like, basically, that means that everything is forever changing, so she's okay with this. Now, that takes a special woman, okay? I'm just not. I don't want no man that done let another man insert himself into him. And you done performed oral on him. I can't get with that. That's not my cup of tea, but it is hers. And so we just got to respect everybody and their wishes. So now Avion says that he finally got tired of it. He is actually still in the contract. And I thought that was a little odd because of the way that he was speaking. Nothing was really reserved besides the amount of what he's suing for. That's the only thing that they withheld. But everything else, he was outright with it. Like, he talked. He was very respectful of Wendy Williams. He didn't want to mention her, and I respect that. Which kind of makes me think, though, do you think Wendy Williams, let me know down below right now, do you think Wendy Williams set this whole thing up? Because he really didn't want to talk crap about her, although he did mention that she cheated on Kelvin, allegedly. But he did not want to drag her. He didn't want to bring her into this because this was strictly about Kelvin. And I just think the timing is a little weird because now she's getting a divorce from him, and then now you come out and you're saying all of these things. Now, he did mention that when he filed the suit with his law firm, not his law firm, but with his legal counsel, that Kelvin did not respond to any of the demand letters, and so this is why he is going to proceed forward. And so it is definitely going to get messy now, okay? He mentioned how Nikki Hudson is basically cheating on Kelvin. So your side piece has a side piece, okay? And that she doesn't even love Kelvin. So Kelvin out here looking crazy. But that's what he wanted, right? You leave your stability for your temporary. You should feel like crap. And the way he talked about them being so aggressive, like, I immediately got the image in my mind of them just like angrily like giving each other fellatio and doing it. Like, that's why I feel like he could have kept that to himself and just spoke of the things that was necessary. Avion mentions that he has a disorder called hypospadias, and he says that Kelvin knew about this, and I am going to assume that Kelvin kind of used that against him, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But basically what hypospadias is where the urethra, it does not open at the top as a normal penis would. It's actually underneath the penis, okay? Or, yeah, on the underside. And so, so that's what he said. And then he mentions that it's a form of hermaphrodite, which means that you have both. So I don't know what the hell is going on down there. It's possible to have both, but I don't know if that's what he was saying, because it was just unclear to me. Because when you talked about the sexual encounters that he had, he did not mention, I don't think he mentioned being inserted vaginally, or, it appeared to me as though he was, because remember, he said that day that he came over to the condo, when Kelvin came over to the condo, he says that he had just had the number 2, he just did the number 2 or whatever, and that Kelvin didn't even care, he was eating, licking, spitting, inserting. It seems to me that he does not have a vagina down there. So, listen, okay? I don't know what the hell happened in that bedroom, in that condo. I don't know. But I can tell you that the shit's creepy. It is very, very, very creepy. So I'm interested to see how Kelvin is going to respond to this. It don't like Kelvin responds to much of anything, but right now, what more do you have to lose, right? All right, so y'all remember that story with Charlamagne the God in Jessica Reed where the mama didn't allow the daughter to testify against Charlamagne the God, and so the case closed. So now, years later, she tries to reopen the case because she feels like she was sexually taken advantage of, and then he was much older than she was. Okay, so y'all remember that whole case, right? Well, now Avion is telling us that this is all a setup. The reason why the girl came back is because Kelvin brought her back because of his hatred for Charlamagne. And he wanted Charlamagne, literally, he wanted him to lose everything. It actually turned out in his favor because I don't think that the judge picked it up. But all of this was allegedly ordained by Kelvin. So that was an interesting find within this interview. I was like, well, wait. But he also mentioned how he talked to Charlamagne the God as well. So I don't know if whether he, like, again, I don't know if he's being, if he's coming out because he's being asked to come out and say certain things to make Kelvin look bad, especially that we're getting divorced right now, or if all of these things just happened. He also mentioned about Wendy Williams. Allegedly, she was getting beaten, and he witnessed that. He talks about how he's found God now. He talks about how he's still getting gigs. He's a wedding singer. And that he could have been picked up by anybody else, but he chose to be picked up by Kelvin because of his direct connection to television. But he see that didn't work out. I just hope that with him coming out and with all the things that he said, because there was some crazy things in that interview, I really hope this does not stunt his growth in the industry, because he is a growing artist. He is trying to make it. That's all he wants to do. That's what he lives, breathes, and everything. That's what he was saying. The boy's voice is beautiful. It was a whole lot. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. It was team too damn much, okay? I'm not even exaggerating. So I do challenge you. Hey, if you want to go, if you feel bold enough to go watch this interview, go do it. Your girl Online with Tasha K on YouTube. Check out her latest video. And I'm just saying, it was a whole bunch of crazy. Anyway, with all that said, thank you for tuning into my channel. Go ahead and like this video and comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the interview, if you watched it, and if you didn't, with what I just told you, how you feeling? Like, how you feeling? You know what I mean? So anyway, y'all, till next time.
Low key and maybe high key, I been peeped that you like.